The sun blazed down on the cracked asphalt, warping the air like ripples on water. It was the kind of day where even the birds stopped singing. No one in their right mind would be outside except for Matthew. Matthew Carter, a 37-year-old mechanic and single father, was driving home from a job interview in a neighboring town. The AC in his rusty pickup had stopped working years ago, and the sweat was soaking through his shirt, but he was used to discomfort. Ever since his wife Emily passed away 3 years ago, he had learned to live with quiet pain. Every day was about survival for him and his 6-year-old son, Luke. As he approached a lonely stretch of road bordered by open fields and nothingness, Matthew's eyes caught something strange near a cluster of dying bushes. At first, he thought it was just trash, maybe a discarded blanket, but as he drove past, something inside him screamed stop. He slammed the brakes. Throwing the truck into reverse, he backed up to the spot and jumped out. What he saw would haunt him forever. 2 little girls. Twin toddlers. No older than 2. Curled up together in a tattered pink blanket, their faces sunburned, lips cracked, bodies dangerously still. One of them barely moved a finger, the other didn't stir at all. Matthew dropped to his knees. "Hey! Hey, sweethearts, can you hear me?" he said, his voice trembling. One girl opened her eyes just a slit. The other remained unresponsive. Without a second thought, he scooped them both up and rushed to his truck, placing them on the passenger seat and blasting the fan toward them. He poured the last of his water bottle onto a rag and dabbed their lips. He didn't know who they were. He didn't know how they got there. But he knew they wouldn't survive another hour in that heat. He dialed 911. The girls were rushed to the hospital. The doctors said it was a miracle they were found when they were. Another 30 minutes, and it might have been too late. Matthew stayed by their side, even though he wasn't family. He didn't leave, even when the nurses said there wasn't anything more he could do. The girls, named Grace and Hope by the nurses since no identification was found, slowly recovered. The older of the two, Grace, began responding first, clutching Matthew's finger tightly one morning. Hope took longer, but soon followed, blinking up at Matthew with tearful eyes that seemed to ask, "Where were you before the hurt?" Social services launched an investigation. No one came forward. No missing children reports. No one claimed them. They were abandoned. Matthew was supposed to just give a statement and move on. But he couldn't. Something about Grace and Hope wouldn't let him forget. He went home that night to Luke and couldn't sleep. Luke noticed. "Dad," he whispered. "Were those girls okay?" Matthew looked at his son. "They're alone," he said softly. "Just like you and me once were." Luke looked down. "Can they stay with us?" It wasn't easy.